Hello, my name is Cathal O'Connor, and I'm presenting my portfolio, which is part of the requirement for the digital entrepreneurship course in IADT. You'll see in the portfolio that I have 5 pages: the home, a page in consumer behavior module, one with the storytelling module, web development, and my own and external commentary. And if you look down the page, you will see that I've invited viewers to comment on my portfolio by a simple click and submit email commentary facility. As we look at the first page, consumer behavior, we'll see a photograph of the target market very much engaged in the content of digital. And the first requirement was the online persona as part of consumer behavior. And to do that, I had to identify a market with an opportunity. I chose the ready-to-eat market, which was substantial. And within that, I looked at what was needed to succeed. Having identified that, I looked at segmentation in the market, and I chose to segment on the basis of 3 criteria: on product, to segment down to the chilled ready meal section of the ready market, to look at own brand and to target retailers, to target the male segment 24 to 44, and to assume that we might achieve a 20% share, still a very credible 35 million. The rationale is presented and the business model to deliver that. Finally, we come to the persona, which is for William, and the picture of him, and also we have the details of his values, his attitudes, and some of his behaviors. Most importantly, his wants, which I've itemized there. And we talk about William's decision-making process, his problem recognition, his information search, his evaluating alternatives, his decision-making, and his post-purchase evaluation. And finally, we note the advice of Eva, which was very helpful to really enhance the persona by putting words into the voice of the individual. I need good food to work hard. I'm not a cook. 5 minutes to eat, it's madness to cook at home, etc. Brings them to life. We were also asked to do a blog on an article we had presented in the class. The one I chose was the Virgin Media Digital Research article, 2016. It was a press release. I took the proven model of 10 things to know as a means of popularizing and engaging interest. And as you go through it, I understood that really I learned that it's not about research, this particular work. It was really a classic position of content marketing arguing the value of their product. That digital marketing is now very much around speed, that Tony Hanaway is a top guy, he's their CEO, that we spend a lot of money on online, but in fact, when you look at it, it's really quite modest compared to the opportunity. That online is about working, entertainment, keeping in touch, and a bit about shopping. It's time shifting that moves the news to now and allows you to look back on the past as and when you want. It's a perspective relationships have gone virtual and social groups are smaller and bigger groups less relevant. And we love what digital offers us. 80% are happy. And their point is we've only just begun. We now move to the storytelling page, and here we'll find my hero story. And it's titled My Longest Journey, and it reads really as to how I wooed my wife, who was reluctant, and finally became a happy married man with 2 children living in Ranelagh. The presentation goes on to present my business card, which would now need to be updated. And then I reviewed some of the top landing pages, picking out 3 which I thought were of interest. Rouge Society, a gin brand, or Orangina, a global soft drink brand, and Born, a digital agency. And I took a lot good learnings out of that. Portfolio also itemizes the growth consultancy website's change requirement document. And this is at a stage where I had done a draft and I needed to identify what was required, and what were the dependencies and how long would the effort be and how the priority would impact. Also, in this section, I have the See Here website for the whole fish restaurant. And as you can see, that it seeks to speak to the target market of adults with a superlative fish menu recipe in front of them, and also to talk to kids about the entertainment value, and also to encourage such consumers to come in midweek for an early bird where there was extra capacity. If we scroll down, then we learn and understand some of the story about the owners and why their restaurant's so special, and also the video in relation to Hope to encourage them to visit. Also, we have built this simple website with a scroll facility, and we scroll down to understand the story of Thomas Lennon and his wife Fabio from Italy, to give credibility to their restaurant. And we also have a video which outlines the details of Hoth. Click on the adult day and evening menu and you see the menu for adults. Beautiful illustrations. If you click on the kids menu, you'll see then a menu for kids, which is very much in their language. And of course, we have a contact us page. You will also find a website requirement for development on this page as well for See Here. Also on this page is the Growth Consultancy website, which is the business which I intend to bring to the market in late September. As you can see, it's a very simple site, and essentially what it wants to do is to reinforce people who I have already met the credibility of my offer. And essentially my proposition is that you know deep down what's holding growth back. You're an experienced entrepreneur and you know the issues in developing strategy, innovation, process. If you can't work them through, I can uncover them through 2 workshops. It's a scrolling site, and we talk of the one-to-one workshops and identifying goals and barriers in a quick, low-cost solution to smash those barriers and develop actions into a roadmap. We go on to talk about the growth process, which are used to elicit the key actions and understand the barriers for businessmen. I offer workshop dates so that they can readily come aboard, and I obviously have a contact page at the bottom. If we click on About Me, then I explain the level of experience that I have, my belief in the growth process, and my belief that most people know their goals but are held back by barriers, and often those barriers can be eliminated by a good discussion. And finally, there's a Contact Us page. If we click on Web Development, we will see some of the detail and analysis that I did in order to progress a really good site. So I did a comparison of website builders, platforms in detail. And I eventually chose Weebly over WordPress, Wix, because WordPress was too expensive, too complicated, too subject to plugin problems, and Wix was subject to a requirement to be rewrit should the background change. And as I had decided in the full business statement, I wasn't in a position to do that. I then showed the See Here website developed through Weebly and through Wix. And and I did an initial screencast for the Grow Consultancy site to set out the first draft of the site in order to engage positive comments from Audrey and from Peter. The final page was a page set aside for commentary, both my own and external. And in it, you kindly provided a series of guidances on my various projects. So thank you very much. As regards my journey, I would say that firstly, I enjoyed it. Secondly, the early part was particularly difficult on the software and computer side, where I had no experience. It took me a long time to gain some familiarity and some confidence. However, each of the projects was a step in building that. And I certainly found that in terms of the web development, through Weebly, through the website requirements, through the website change requirements, and through the ongoing enhancement and guidance from yourselves in relation to it. In addition, in relation to the storytelling, I was astonished how powerful the tool was, and irrespective of the story I told, I was able to write it in a very short period of time, and I thought it was cohesive and illustrative, and hopefully enjoyable. I found that principle very telling. I've always believed in the principle of brands as stories. Indeed, most things best discussed through a story, particularly with my children. So I thank you. And finally, I'd like to thank you for all your help over the course of the course and the enjoyment that I got out of it. Thank you.